This is an introduction to BL Adams LLC 190SL Restoration Company workshop. We have 3 physical locations. This is our final assembly area located here in Southern Pines, North Carolina. About 3 miles away we have our paint and body shop, 5,000 square feet, in an area that's more appropriate to the zoning requirements. And beside the paint and body shop we have a 6,000 square foot warehouse where we do our disassembly and mechanical work and more intrusive type of work where it's somewhat dirty. And then cars, 190SLs, are relocated and cycled through here for final assembly. So this is a final assembly area. The building holds up to 4 to 5 190SLs at one time. Currently we have 3 190SLs in the shop. The one sitting here is owned by Larry Papo of Toronto, Canada. It's anthracite gray DB172 metallic with 955 interior. Black carpet with gray threading. There are 3 blacks, a charcoal with gray threading, a black with gray threading, and a pure black. And as I said, this is a 955 liter leather interior. We do everything here in-house with the exception of chrome. The chrome is done by John Wright of Custom Chrome Plating, Grafton, Ohio. I've used John and his company for copper nickel chrome for the last 35 years or so. They do an outstanding job for us. Everything is component-wise is pre-tested on the bench. For example, that engine that was recently installed was run for 10 hours. We run all of our engines after we rebuild them on a bench, and then as well as the carburetors. Obviously you run it as a unit, and then installed here. Brake boosters, for example, you see there were bench tested as well. And then the components are assembled here. Larry Papo's DB172, very, very attractive color, and with the gray it'll be a very handsome car. This area here is used for storage. Those roll-around carts that you see are assigned to each individual customer. You see 6 of them, 2 for each customer. There's 3 cars in here right now, and parts are finished, put on the shelf, and then fetched off the shelf and used for final assembly. We enter this area over here, and we continue to see the workshop. The car to the left, the white car, blacktop, 1079 interior DB50 white, is owned by Pat Klein of Southlake, Texas, a suburb of Houston. And the DB180 silver 190SL is owned by Mike Gladden of Houston, Texas, with the 1079 interior. You can see that both cars are being assembled to almost a ready status. I'd say it's going to be another 3 weeks or 4 weeks or so that we'll have this car fired up and running on the road. Everything is pretty much assembled as we go along. And as I already indicated, the engine's already been run for about 10 hours on a bench, along with a completed engine, along with its own carburetors and components. So we have a pretty good handle before we start to assemble on the mechanical situation of the car. We do our own Solexes here, our own plating, powder coating. This car has an alternator, which we put into a lot of the cars. It has a period tar top battery, which is made by Antique Auto Battery in Grafton, Ohio. It's actually a closed cell battery. Those 6 red knobs and lead strips are just fake. It's a modern battery. air filter is not completely assembled. That's because we do a K&N upgrade. We remove the horsehair pad. Brake booster rebuild, as I indicated before. Here you see the 1079 interior being assembled with a kinder seat. Again, we do all of our own interior here, including putting the leather on, of course, in the dash. This one being assembled at this point in time. The soft top was just recently installed. This is Pat's car, DB50 white. And a look at his interior as we assemble it. We just put the instruments in yesterday. These are the seats for Mike Gladden's car. Lids for the car waiting to go on. Again, I'll look at a almost assembled engine bay. While we're over here, I'll show you our spare parts kits that we make for the 190SL specifically. It's modeled after a 300 spare parts box, which was original to the 300 sedans, and we build them and customize them for 190SLs. Bottom layer comes up, or the top layer, and then in the bottom you put your gaskets. Again, this is made here for spark plugs for 4 cylinders, etc., and specific items just for the 190SL. This is our workbench area and our office for the 190SL work. You'll notice lots of memorabilia, and as we like to say around here, quality control is our most important priority. It is free. What costs money is warranty. And as I like to say to everybody who works here, do the job once and do the job right the first time. Take you around the shop to take a look at various memorabilia. The prototype 1954 you see here is a car we had the opportunity to build several years ago. Factory photographs on the wall. Grand Prix in Macau in '56, where Doug Steen won. Cover of Star magazine several years ago, speaking of the recreating of the 190SL exhibition car. We've run out of space here for wall space, so we've moved to our ceiling. So we've got a couple of large 190s, including Jim Bodrin 190SL with the mini tier trailer on the ceiling. The space up above here is used for storage as well, to utilize every piece of space here. This is Coco. Coco is the in charge, the workshop manager. Right, Coco? She's sleeping, so she doesn't want to be bothered. Again, a look at the workshop, and on the next video we'll take a tour through the paint shop. Thank you and have a great day.